Hi. For today's lesson, we're going to be working with equivalent fractions. There are lots of ways to express the same number, especially when it comes to fractions. We can do so today using area models. I'm going to show you using blank paper. First, what I'm going to do is show you that this is one whole blank sheet of paper. If we wanted to split this up into an equal fraction, I could do so by folding it into two equal parts. Not folding it like this, where they're not going to be equal. I want them to be both equal in size. So I folded it in half. When I unfold it, you will see that we have two parts. 1, 2. 1, 2. If we were to color in one of the sides, or shade, just like this, as you can see, we would see that we have one of the two fractional parts shaded. So if we were to write this as a fraction, it would be written just like this. Now, if you look up on the board, we have three terms that we're going to be discussing today. The first one is the numerator. This is the fraction part that is shaded, which is the first number on top, the 1. So when we look at our fraction, we see that we only have one part shaded. That's why there's only a 1 up top. The denominator, which is the bottom number, is the total number of equal fractional parts. So we have 1, 2. 2 fractional parts in total of the whole sheet of paper. The other term that we're going to be working on is equivalent fractions. These are different fractions that have the same value. We will be copying those down for our anchor chart in just a moment. If I were to take my sheet, fold it back in half, and then fold it again into equal parts, just like this, and then we unfold it all the way again to look at the whole sheet, we would see now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. But now we have 1, 2 parts shaded. So if we were to write this fraction down, it would be 2 fourths, because 2 of the parts are shaded, and there are a total of 4 parts altogether. Now if I fold it back up again, and then fold it in half one more time, make sure you're folding it hard and creasing it, because when you unfold it, you want to make sure you can clearly see those lines. You're going to count how many total pieces you have now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total fractional parts that are all equal in size. And then let's count the shaded parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we were to write this fraction now, it would look like this. 4 shaded parts over 8 total parts. These all equal the same number or value. Now I'm going to give you guys a moment to write down your vocab words for your chart with the examples given in black. Once those have been copied down, I'm going to hand everyone a blank sheet of paper, and they are going to do their own equivalent fraction. The fraction that I want you to fold and shade is 1/8. So they would fold their sheet in half, fold it again, fold it again for the third time, fold it again for the fourth time. It should be folded 4 times total and look very small like this. So when you unfold it, count and make sure you have 8 total pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I folded it too many times. It's okay if you mess up. Grab another sheet of paper and we'll do it again. So, fold it in half. Even teachers make mistakes. So that would just be 2. You can count as you go to make sure. Fold it again. That's going to give us 4. Fold it one more time. And that should give us 8ths now. So your sheet should look like this. I want you to shade one of those 8ths in. Write down the fraction that you would, if you had just one of the parts shaded in. Does yours look like mine? If it doesn't, go ahead and do so now. Now what I'd like for everyone to do is fold it back up. Fold it in half one more time. And now show me the fraction. And now unfold it and write down the fraction that you see now. After you have wrote down your new fraction, discuss it with your neighbor and see if you guys have the same answer. Can somebody please share with me the 2 fractions that they have? Yep, the first one was 1/8. That should look like this. And the equivalent fraction that you got when you folded it again should be 2/16. Good job, everybody. Now what I'm going to do is give everyone a sheet, an equivalent fraction sheet. You're going to partner up. Once you partner up, I would just like for everybody to choose 2 fractions from the 10 listed, and I want you to give me 4 equivalent fractions next to it. I have blank sheets of paper here that you can use to make the area models with. The area models are a good tool because it's a visual that can help you represent the fractions in equal parts. If you get confused, please ask your partner or your neighbors, or raise your hand and ask me. I also have made or printed out a fraction wall. This can help you see the visual of the fractions lined up with one another. I also have these that I can hand out to you. You can use those as well to help you figure out the equivalent fractions, and I want 4 examples of each. Bonus point if you can tell me the pattern that you notice with the equivalent fractions. Everyone's going to work on that. Then we'll come back together and discuss. Once everyone has turned in their work, we are going to go over it. Okay. Can someone tell me how they were able to identify 2 equivalent fractions with theirs? Yes, by using the area models. Very good. Folding them up and counting them and shading them in. Very helpful. Or using your fraction wall. So if you chose 1/2, you could see that the lines line up for 2/4. Very good. Can someone tell me which one is the numerator and which one is the denominator? Good. The numerator, by looking at our anchor chart up here, is the numerator is the top, the denominator is the bottom. And then can someone tell me what an area model is? Yes, it's the visual tool that we've been using as a rectangle divided into equal parts to help make sense of the fractions. Whenever you get stuck, if you need to use the rectangle and the folded paper to help you find the equivalent fractions, you may do so. Thank you everybody for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson.